Welcome back, guys, to another issue of Grimm's Comic Corner. This is issue 12.
Mm-hmm.
Issue 12. I always gotta check with him. He's the one that knows numbers.
Yeah, I usually...
Yeah, he keeps up with that.
Yep.
You guys don't know, this is Grimm's Comic Talk of All.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, we bring you what we pick up this week, and at the end of the show, we bring you what comes out tomorrow, and we always give you, or try to sell you, a good tradeback to read.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we do. I mean, we have kind of opposing views and all that, but...
Oh, yeah. We just, I don't know.
You'll see by our picture of weeks how we're polar opposites, but that makes good shows.
It does, because we agree on everything that would suck.
Yeah. All right, well, let's start. Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions, yes, sir.
It's gonna be just real quick. Why we think they're good and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Just you gonna give out the writers and artists?
Yeah. So first up, we have Edge of Venomverse number 5. So this is the last one for the Edge.
Yeah, before the actual Venomverse starts.
Before actual Venomverse starts, and its writer is Clay Chaplin, and the artist is James Stroko.
Yeah. All right, real quick. Fucking Deadpool had the fucking symbiote before anybody. I think that's what they said.
Yeah, they've retconned it because before this was never like anything. But a few years ago, they said that Deadpool is actually the first one to contact the symbiotes. It was too crazy. It left him. Yeah. Like, it left him, not he left it. The symbiote left Deadpool, and it found Spider-Man shortly after. So
why would they want to give it back to him? I never understood that. It's fun to read. I mean, it's comical. It's Deadpool fighting a world of tapeworms, trying to take over humanity. Yeah. And then he finds the Venom symbiote, and there's like, back again and shit. And like I said, classic Deadpool, comical, action-packed, because this is all fucking smashing and killing and shit like that.
Yeah, it was just... All these Edge of Venomverses, there's only been like 2 good ones out of the 5. It's not good. This is not one of the good ones to me. It's just kind of... It's Deadpool, it's a symbiote, it's...
That has to stop being an excuse, right? It's Deadpool.
Well, I mean, the thing is with Deadpool, it's just... You know what it is. It's fourth wall breaking. He's gonna be zany. He's gonna be silly. And he's gonna find a way to decapitate somebody.
Yeah, pretty much.
So every Deadpool comic is the same, essentially. This is no different. He just has the Venom symbiote, and you meet kind of the leader of the
Venomverse world action whatever movement.
And he's been coming up through all the issues, picking up those key people. They'll play into the actual story later on.
So you like Venom, you like Deadpool. Pick it up. On to the next one.
Yeah, so the next honorable mention is Teen Titans number 11. It is written by Benjamin Percy and actually drawn by Phil Hester, which I didn't know he was still drawing. But
who's that?
Phil Hester was an artist for a very long time, and he started to write. And he was he started to write, and that kind of took over, and then he's now taking a backseat to being an artist again. I guess he just kind of picks and chooses.
Yeah, the art's pretty good in this one.
Yeah, he actually, if you read Kevin Smith's Green Arrow run,
he's the one
he was the artist.
Oh, okay. So. I mean, this is the end of the art for the Black Manta series in Teen Titans. He's trying to, convince his kid to be part of his evil organization. And I mean, it's a good read. It has a bit of feelings that at the end of it, you get that just because your parents are fucked up doesn't mean you have to be fucked up too. Yeah. You always have the choice. You are not your blood. Something stuff like that where he says you're not your blood, but you are whoever you choose to be.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of just one of those old adages like, you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family, kind of thing. Or, your family becomes your friends, most certainly in our kind of relationship. He's become family to me and vice versa, I believe. So it kind of hits home on that. It's a very straightforward comic. It makes you... it does a few things. It makes you realize that Damian is actually the leader of the Teen Titans.
Yeah, they've been struggling between him and Starfire, who's gonna take charge, and this one is still they still haven't decided, so I'm guessing that's going to be the next arc. Is like,
well, they're still having it, but he's the one that actually gets through to Aqualad, and makes him realize that, you know.
Yeah, but in the back of story, because it's really focused on Black Manta and his son. I forget what he's called. He picks up the mantle of Aqualad at the end, right?
Yeah.
But you still have the whole we kicked out Kid Flash, who's gonna be our leader, kind of thing going on, and it shows you that you don't know your true strength or your true powers. They're kind of still teenagers, so he had taps into a little bit extra you might like. Yeah,
and the next issue will be part of the DC Metal. It'll be a tie-in for DC Metal.
Oh yeah,
Dark Knight's Metal.
I didn't think who the character you're gonna choose for Metal out of this team was gonna be who he was.
Yeah,
because he seems really tapped into the DC universe. Because if you guys haven't read Swamp Thing, he's in there too.
Yeah.
Alright, but yeah, Teen Titans, Father Issues, good read.
Yeah.
We recommend it.
Next up on the honorable mentions is Generations Unworthy Thor and Mighty Thor. It's written by Jason Aaron, great writer, and the artist is Mohammed Azhar.
And this one, I had big hopes for it. I was like, oh, it's coming in, it's Jason Aaron, and it's Thor. It was a little bit of lackluster.
I can see where you're coming from. It wasn't a complete letdown to me, because I kind of knew what was going in. You have to measure your expectations when going into these Generations one. Yeah. You have to go in with a sort of low kind of standard.
Yeah, but I mean, all Generations has had like a little plot of who the character is.
But that's the thing, is like all these Generations are, they travel back in time somehow. They don't know, they're pulled in from wherever they are into this. Now the whole thing is Jane Foster is the supposed unworthy, the unworthy Thor. So you're kind of like, what's going on? In her storyline, she's actually, her human form is succumbing to cancer.
Yep.
While she transforms into Thor and she picks up Mjolnir. Yeah, I never know how to pronounce it, the hammer's name, but he picks up the Thor hammer. She picks up the Thor hammer, and she transforms, and it's basically she kind of replaces her body. And she's thinking more.
She's not sick.
Yeah, and she's not sick. So she's more and more thinking, well, I should just be a god and I should just be Thor. But there's this thing where you do see the younger version of Thor. How he's kind of
male Thor.
Yeah.
Odinson, that's his name right now. Odinson.
Yeah. So that's the whole thing. Is like, that's why I liked it. Is because he makes the comic more than she does.
Yeah, it's a whole. Before Thor was worthy of becoming Thor, he was Odinson. Odin wasn't allowing him to go and touch the hammer because it was too much power for a young god to understand. And he's in that point of his life. He's like, I know I could be great, but he still has that raw mentality, that young mentality, that he can rule the world still.
And that's why I like this comic a little more, is because like it's a young Thor, it's a brash Thor.
Yeah, and then this dying Thor, the girl kind of humbles him down a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. But she realizes in him, like, he truly is worthy. There is some good qualities in him, even if it's not showing at the moment. He does have good qualities. He leads his Vikings into battle, and come on, it has a big ass flying ram.
Yeah,
how can you not like that?
You know, there's one point I did like where Thor goes, "How are you worthy? You're a female." I was like, "Ooh, I might get a little backlash," but
no, but she took it and she was just like, "Of course I'm worthy," and she comes back with a snappy retort. So so I'm basically telling Mel Thor, "Fuck you. You don't know anything."
Yeah, it's young Thor meets new Thor that's already been humbled by life.
Yeah, exactly. And the whole thing is, they go back to the Egyptian times. That should be a big.
Oh yeah.
That should be a big thing. Should we spoil it? Alright, spoilers. 3, 2, 1. They fight Apocalypse. So the Vikings are going to...
I never thought of the gods fighting Apocalypse, because he's always been X-Men related. But it was like, it's a good fight though.
It's a good fight, and guess who takes him down? Fucking girl Thor, or woman Thor. So he even says like, oh shit, like she holds the hammer, she fucking knocked him out clean. he gives her the respect she needs.
And she earned the respect.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the whole thing. But
I mean, I guess I don't read too much Thor comics, so I'm guessing this sticks true to Thor comics.
Yeah. Especially the newer ones. If you read the Thor the Marvel Now stuff, where Jason Aaron did pick up, and the artist was Isad Ribic. Just it kind of continues from that, and it's just you have to set your expectations low for Generations, and it's either going to go above or below.
True.
Most of the time below. But
this one was just a little bit underneath for me, but it was good. It was good.
It was a little over for me, but that's a little bit.
But now, that was the last of the honorable mentions.
Yeah, this one we actually do want to get a little bit into, because this is one I did not think that I would like at all, and he didn't like too much.
It's not...
well,
it's weird. Let's get to the title first.
It's Punisher 15. It is written by Becky Cloonan, and it is drawn by Matt Horick.
Yeah. If you guys haven't known, Punisher had left New York for a bit. He traveled west trying to fucking hunt down somebody, and then of course he picks up little missions here, and he fucking handles his form of justice and punishment. You know, going to the west and ended up in Cali. Last time I read a good Punisher comic.
Yeah.
Movie. And this one is his return to New York.
Yeah.
It's returning to what Punisher knows best. Like in taking down gangsters and thugs and trying to keep the underbelly of New York clean, I guess.
Yeah.
First of all, the art in this let me down. I don't know. He looked wonky. That's the best I could describe it.
It's very stylized, yes.
Like you see Punisher, it's like, man, he doesn't look like that rugged fitted like beat down guy that Punisher should be by now.
Well, that's the whole thing, is like that's always going to change from to that. But like this guy Matt Horick, he has a style that's adjacent to Steve Dillon. Steve Dillon did the Punisher Max series with Garth Ennis, and that's kind of like the more well-known Punisher kind of thing.
It doesn't have the sharp lines and all of that.
But the thing with Steve Dillon is all his faces look the same. That's one of my big point of contentions. He's not trying anymore. He's just kind of relying on his laurels.
It looks like he already has like a pattern on.
Yeah, exactly. It's just boom.
Like,
that's it.
Just fill it in.
Yeah, exactly. And this guy is sort of reminiscent of that. He has kind of like that kind of blockhead, like the thing that you would think Punisher would have.
Punisher looked very unproportionate. He looked weird. He looked weird because Punisher has that square jaw and stuff, right? But he looked like Lego style.
He does have
where his head is bigger than his body, and then his body at points when there's an action sequence looked like he was like really thin, like
malnourished.
Yeah, like give a boy a good meal or something. You know what I mean? And then that was the art. All right, so the art was letting me down. I'm a big dude from art, so right from there, I was looking
I can forgive art. So.
I was looking for that dark, gritty, brute art because he was coming back to New York. You know, New York usually get dark places and shit like that. Yeah. And then the story, it's good, but you could tell it's a standalone story of transition. He's like, okay, we had to find a way to get him back in New York, and you know, find a way to tell that New York's still not okay.
Yeah.
So the storyline seemed a little weak to me. Because I was hoping to get one of the kingpins or the leaders of the gangs or something that would be like, okay, he puts his mark back to Punisher. And this one, he stayed. Man, it was like
underground Punisher.
Yeah, it felt like if he wouldn't have stopped the bad guy in this comic, eventually somebody would. Like some random cop or detective would have just done the same. He just did it more brutal. And I was like, okay. So, the story was some dude is throwing people into the subway and killing them, and he's marking his way through.
Yeah.
It looks like he has a mission that he wants to fucking do something. It's one of those serial killers. And Punisher's just trying to chase him down. And like, you see how I said that? Just like, okay.
Well, the thing with me is I'm not a huge Punisher fan. I think the character's pretty one-dimensional.
It sucks because he's my favorite character in Marvel.
Yeah, but again,
I have everything Punisher. You guys, I have everything Punisher. Hat, toys, rings, shirts, I'm a big Punisher fan, and this let me down so bad.
Again, I don't like Punisher, and I like this one just because it is a standalone story. I don't think you need big over like a multi-issue arcs where he's going after like fuck you Kingpin, all this kind of stuff, because
I understand that, but I want it. Like when you're reading the description, the comics of it was his return to New York. I wanted something big. Well, something that make you keep reading is like, oh, okay, he's in New York to do his punishment again,
but you got to think of it in another way. Like you got to think of it like vice versa. You're thinking like he has to strike fear to the people. Like I'm fucking back.
Yeah, right? Something like that.
Here's the thing: there's a bunch of superheroes in New York, so he has to kind of balance those two sides. He has to,
they kind of hint at that with like, the mug and the news.
Exactly. They show you that Daredevil's there. He's a big part. He's, like Punisher's back in Hell's Kitchen.
That's probably one of the worst things that I hate coming out of the Netflix shows. That they tie him in it, and now he's forever tied with Luke Cage and like Daredevil and the Defenders. I was like, oh come on, he's way better than them. But
again, it's just something that for me it just hits that right spot. It's a Punisher comic. I know what Punisher is. Give me that. That's all I ask for with Punisher. He stops a bad guy. He stops it brutally.
It's a lose your mind, numb entertainment.
Yeah, and he's not like the one thing that I do like about it's making him a little more fleshing out like the dimension of his character is like he's not looking for any kind of praise. Like
I hated that too because it making him seem a lot more nicer.
Well, I mean,
he's well, that's the comics that I like. Punisher, he's worse than Logan. You know how Logan walks around like a chip in the shoulder and like, don't talk to me, bub. And Punisher's usually like that.
Here's the thing. Punisher, his whole backstory is that he is a veteran of war. Now, that war always gets updated no matter what decade they're in. They update.
Yeah. I understand the dude that gave him was a soldier, so respects and shit.
Exactly, because one of the big things, if you read Civil War, he will not fight Captain America.
Oh, no, he won't.
He will never hit Captain America.
Because he has a true respect for him.
Because he has a true respect for him. He's a veteran. He's the reason why he really became a hero. Anti-hero, whatever you want to call him.
His form of stopping bad guys.
Exactly, but he does it in a different way than Cap. Cap doesn't, or tries not to cross the line.
But he understands that.
But he understands it because
he understands that he had to cross the line that Cap won't.
Yeah.
So Cap would carry that signal of peace, signal of America, signal of that. So he does what Cap can't.
Exactly.
He's like X-Men's X-Force.
And that's what I like about this is just like you're giving him a little more character. Like he has respect. Like he knows a veteran when he sees one. He shows them some respect. And you know what? He's okay blending into the crowd because he doesn't need that out of
I understand. I'm guessing right now where Marvel is and where their events are going through, Punisher doesn't really have a place. And usually Marvel likes tying all their titles into at least a small piece of their big event. And the stuff that's going on in Marvel doesn't seem to fit.
None of the comics, like Secret Empire is happening in its own world. Like nothing's really interacting with it. And the same thing can be said for the Dark Knights Metal. But eventually there's going to be tie-ins. The whole thing with...
Like, no, but I mean, the more we read the Metal stuff and the more we read the DC comics...
They're kind of heading into it.
You kind of, at like the end, they're piecing, like, this is how you're going to
play a part. Yeah.
You, like, if it's not like a small-time villain or something, it has to be genuine. It looks like he has some whole place in Generations because he stayed the same. He stayed the same, just updated.
Oh, but it would be sweet if they did like Generations, Frankencastle, and then Frank.
No, because he like right before this new series started, there was a girl Punisher. Okay. Where when they killed him off, when he was like he was going into prison, he was teaching a girl Marine to become what he does. That would have been pretty cool if that girl Marine met like old Punisher, but that was exactly what the arc was. That's already happened. So he doesn't have a place in Generations. He doesn't have a place in Secret whatever because that's its own fucking crap. There is no way they're gonna give him a symbiote. There isn't. Yeah. Could you imagine Punisher with symbiote?
I think they have though.
But the thing is,
something tells me they have in the past.
The thing is, he's weapon. He's undercover. He's all that. symbiotes don't really fit that.
What I want to see is a Punisher Moon Knight crossover.
That would have been really good.
I think those two characters would work well together. They understand the mentality, but there's still enough conflict to carry the thing.
Now that I think about it, if you give Frank the symbiote, he would just become Flash Thompson, just more brutal.
Yeah.
He's going to be that same style, that stealthy, with you still have the cargo pants and shit.
That's what I'm saying. I think they've given him the symbiote. At one time, I think he had the symbiote.
So I was like, there's no point to it.
Yeah.
But Moon Knight and him kind of either clashing or doing like a team up stuff, that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, and I think that would be really cool. But we'll see what happens.
Pick it up, guys. Though it's a good
It's a good read. It's just you have to gauge your expectation. Really.
All right. And it's come time for our picks of the week.
Pick of the week.
This is gonna be my pick of the week.
Yes, sir.
It was a rough week for comics, at least for me. Because a lot of the comics that came out were super damn wordy. And if you don't, you'll get lost easily.
Yeah, like words don't bother me, but when the story is terrible, then the
art wasn't that good this week.
Yeah, but this is Flash number 29. It's written by Joshua Williamson and actually has two artists, Pop Man, and Christian Deuce. But since it's your pick of the week,
man, this continues. This is part 2 of the negative, and Barry continues to get beat up by his own powers.
Yes.
And then, plus of that, in the first issue, some villains die. It wasn't really him doing the killing, but he helped so far as like he did kill him.
Yeah.
So that's heavy on his conscience. And then turns out that he's in this comic. This is the reason I like it. Turns out that heroes start relying on their powers for the daily stuff.
Yeah.
And they don't know they're doing it. It's just like
it's a subconscious.
Yeah, it's something they don't know it's happening. So he's starting to realize, oh man, I was using my powers for everything. And he starts questioning his job. He's like, am I really good at doing my job, or is that just my powers?
Or is it just because I was fast and
And then it turns out that he relies on like the super healing. Because now there's one art when he's soaking in ice. He's all beat up. And he's like, I'll call Batman, see how he deals with this for the bad days. Yeah. And he's like, damn.
Well, he names different characters. Just like, they like the thing in common is they all have somebody that helps them. And Flash is like, I have nobody.
He's alone. It's dark, depressive Flash.
Yeah. Well, it's because Iris has left him.
Yep.
There's a big reason for that. It was the arc before this one. It's a really good arc, and you should. I don't want to ruin anything on that. Just go ahead and try to track back those issues before this, because it's a big thing. And
in the whole comic, you see him hurt. You see him beat up. You see him question himself. He can't help. There's a crime going on. He can't help because he's afraid that if he uses power, he hasn't had control of him. So he's probably gonna blow shit up, kill someone, and then he finally thinks he's getting healed, and it turns out he starts bleeding again. He's like, fuck, he's just down. And meanwhile, villains keep popping up, and work doesn't stop. Life doesn't stop just because you're beat up. And then he has to figure that out. He has to figure out how to live life now, because he doesn't have what he used to. And it turns out that everything he did, he relied on his powers. So I like this. I like that it's still Flash. He still has superpowers. He's just afraid to use them because he doesn't understand them. And he's starting to question everything.
Just because there's two different. There's an A storyline, which is Flash, and then there's a B storyline. It's Barry Allen. Barry Allen is apparently there's somebody that's stealing evidence from the Central City Police Department. So somebody's stealing that, and they're using it at different crime scenes. The whole thing is the chief or whatever doesn't want anybody to know about it, so he has a specific team. Barry's part of that team, and again, the whole thing with him being his powers.
He can't pull his weight, and he's afraid.
Yeah, exactly. He can't pull his weight anymore. He's just like, I relied on my speed to have me beat two places at once, basically, and be able to break down all this kind of stuff.
It was
forensics.
He depends on his power so much that they give him a report. He's like, I can't even super read this. He's like, I'm not gonna be able to keep it.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, fool, you were using your powers to read a book.
Mm-hmm. So he had said like, if I super read it, it's gonna turn into ash in my hands. So this whole thing, and again, super weird that I'm really concentrating on this. The coloring for this book is just so weird because
he looks sickly.
Well, that's the thing is like when he's not using his powers. He's normally colored. He's a regular white guy, basically.
Until his fucking bruises and bleeding pops out.
Exactly. And then once he starts using his powers, he gets like this kind of gray tone to his skin.
Whole negative.
Yeah, it's the negative force, like, forcing its way into his powers. And then towards the end of the comic, they're gonna reveal who it is that's been doing this and who's been behind all this. I think he's gonna tap into the metal stuff too. It's possible.
Yeah, it looks like it's heading that way. Like, whoever's putting the strings has to deal with the whole bigger thing. Yeah. Because the villain was part of the metal. He was Shard or whatever.
Yeah.
He's called. But yeah, man, I like seeing fallen heroes to see how they pick themselves up. Yeah. And Flash, like I said, Flash has always been one of those characters I do like. Mm-hmm. But it was most Wally in my head. He's supposed to be funny and charismatic and all that, but Barry seems to be serious. And when you're that serious, when you fall, it hits you harder. And when you start realizing that you're alone, it hits him harder too. Which is, he's like there's like whole Batman thing. He's like, well, he has Alfred to help. I was like, who do I have? And he's there by himself in his tub, putting ice on himself. I was like, damn, dude. Yeah.
It actually was really good. Yeah, so Flash continues to be one of my favorite heroes, but not as much of a favorite as this next one. This is my pick of the week. It's Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, number 27. It's written by Rob Venditti, and the art is Rafa Sandoval. This is kind of picking up where it was from the last issue. It's Fall of the Gods, so the new gods are a big thing. They finally explain what these kind of the Eternals or the Celestials that they have in this book. They're made of Nith metal, so they're kind of folding them into Dark Knight metal. But the reason I like this was, okay, they explained that, but like the different ways in which they're trying to beat these guys, because basically these things are built specifically to kill new gods. So
yeah, and they have a sensor where they realize that they're not dead yet.
Exactly. So when they brought back Orion, they brought back him as a threat and killing this whole planet of the alien that Salak is. But the whole thing is, the way that they kind of figure out a way to beat it is really funny. But it also gives you some... It shows you that it's Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns. So you're the Green Lantern Corps. So you're kind of like, where are all these dudes at? Like, what do they specifically do? And they kind of give you like exactly what it is. Like, Kyle's an artist, but he can make whatever he sees.
Yeah, like every human has this potential that they bring out.
Yeah. So Hal is kind of like, yeah, I'll do what nobody else can do. I'll do it. Yeah,
he seems that courage one.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole leader is like, you're afraid to do it. You know what? I'll do it.
I'll do it. I'll. It's a burden that I'm gonna have to carry. That's it. Yep. And then John is like,
he's a thinking man.
He's a thinking man, and he's the leader of the Green Lantern.
He's the conscience of the group.
But sort of. He's the leader, but he's so torn because he's like,
because of the last arc.
Yeah,
the last arc fucked him up.
What am I doing? Like, am I doing the right thing? So Hal, you have to help me out. You're my buddy, blah blah blah. But I say who the heart is actually Guy, because
he is the heart. Oh, okay. So if John is the conscience, and fucking Hal is the courage, Guy is the heart.
Guy is the heart.
He's that fucking easy, emotional. You fucking quick second and be like in your face, and he's like, you're gonna get after my buddy. He'll put up with anything and be like, let's get this.
And Kyle is pretty much the glue. Like, he's the one that has like these relationships with all these different Green Lanterns.
Well, it's because he was the White Lantern for a while. He had that whole color spectrum. There's this one. there's two things I like about this comic. One is when it looks like Kyle is praying, and there's like, don't disturb him because he's concentrating so much keeping Orion alive.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna give you spoilers real quick.
3, 2, 1.
They take out Orion's heart.
Yeah.
So he could die. So the robot, because the robot is so strong and he's raining up an Omega beam that the 4 Lanterns can't stop him. That's how strong this fucking robot is. And Orion's like, just let me die.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die either way. Just fucking let me die. Save the planet. I'm okay with dying.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, we're gonna help you.
Yeah.
Because you're Orion.
Yeah.
He's like, well, what the fuck?
And basically a doctor.
And then luckily they were in a fucking super smart doctor planet.
Yeah.
And he's like, I have some blueprints how to keep him alive without a heart.
Yeah.
And Kyle's like,
basically an artificial heart.
Kyle's like, I'm an artist. I could build this, but he has to have full concentration. And it's cool because they take out his heart and he has him in the green bubble, and fucking the robot is like, okay, he's dead. But it looks like Kyle is praying next to his body because he's all open hearted and he's bleeding. And John comes and is like, I told you to take care of him. Yeah. It looks like he still did something stupid.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, that's really cool piece of art because you have John looking with a sad face. You have fucking Hal being like, don't worry, man, shit's gonna work out. You have fucking Guy Gardner guarding the fucking door. And you have in the back a fucking bloody Orion with the shit open. And it looks like Kyle's like praying and he has a little fucking orb. That was fucking beautiful piece of art.
And the reason this is my like consistently this is pretty much one of my favorite comics is because there's something about it. Like there is so many different interactions that you're gonna find somebody that you kind of connect with more, and the fact that they're kind of weaving them into the metal storyline, which I already like. There's just a lot of in there that I just really love, to be honest with you.
And the second thing I like, I don't know if it was just me, I don't know if you noticed, but John looks like he's transforming. It looked like he had fear in him. Yeah. Like Kyle is like, dude, don't worry, you're gonna get shit happen. He's like, you know what? You sound fucking Orion pops out, shit happens, and he bangs the wall. When he bangs the wall, everything goes yellow for like a fucking panel. Yeah. I was like, did I catch that right? I was like, oh man, because he's questioning, and Kyle and Hal's like, dude, I understand you're going through some shit because of what happened and everything. He's like, fucking, you know what? Take a breath, clear your shit. Get shit together, because like I guess he saw it. Yeah. Because he lit up his ring and everything looked yellow. I was like, oh shit. The little transformation going. It's like I like that little fucking Easter egg.
I'm telling you, the Green Lantern, everybody shits on because maybe you saw the movie and you didn't like it. But my God, this is.
That movie was so even because it had fucking Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, like, it's bad. It's a bad movie, but
it is.
This is a great comic, and it continues to be.
It is.
So just pick it up if you want a kind of more heartfelt, kind of weird.
This was almost my pick of the week. Almost. Yeah. But I like seeing Flash fucked up a lot more. Like in this one, you could see they got each other's back. Yeah. It's a fucking group, and then it goes back to Flash. He's by himself. Yeah. This fucking whatever Hal and Kyle and John are going through, they got each other to be like, I understand. Shit happens. Let's use this ring for good. Yeah. I was like, alright, fuck it. But pick it up, guys. Really good, strong story, and I like it. Fucking makes you want to pick up the next issue, see where the fucking Omega beams are coming from, and what's gonna happen, and can they keep Orion alive? Yeah. And they give you a little mystery too. They want to know where the fucking Highfather is. Yes, he's gone. Because Orion's done. He's dead. He's practically dead. They're keeping him alive, like barely. Yeah. So they bring a fucking Green Lantern telepath, and he's in there, and he's like telling them everything. He's like, "Oh, this is why the robots are coming and shit." He's like, find out where his dad's at. And he's like, nope, he's still strong enough to hide that information. And they bring another new guy into it, that high flying dude. I was like, oh shit. So what's going on with Highfather? Is he fighting Darkseid? Is that part of the Nith? You know, it starts making you ask more questions. That's what I like about comic. That's the reason you pick up another issue, because you want questions answered. So pick it up, guys. And alright, and it's time. That was gonna be it for our floppies. This is what we picked up. Well, we picked up more, but this is the best that we thought came out of the last week.
Yeah.
And that was it for our floppies. It's time to try to sell you this beautiful trade back.
Alright. It is Invader Zim. It's the first, I believe, 5 issues. It is written by...
You gotta say it right. It's the return of Invader Zim. It's the return of...
It's the return of Invader Zim. Basically, this is picking up right where the actual show left off. I guess like
one of the best shit coming out of Nickelodeon was Invader Zim.
Yeah, I agree.
When I picked it up, I was like, yay! I was like, okay. I picked up trade backs of Invader Zim before. Mm-hmm. They were quirky. They were fucking weird. It was Invader Zim.
Yeah.
And when this relaunched, I picked it up and I was like, it's starting right off where the show left. Mm-hmm. It was exactly where the show.
Yeah.
If you guys were a fan of the show, and was it 3 seasons, 4 seasons?
It was 3.
No, it was 3.
You know what? I'll double check while you talk about that.
It left you with a little fucking cliffhanger, and it's like, all right, so is Zim part of the fucking humans now? Is he gonna protect it and shit? Mm-hmm. And it left you with questions, and this started answering, which I didn't know that. Oh my god, what's his name? Joey Vasquez. Mm-hmm. He only wrote the first 2 issues.
Yeah, he writes issue 1 and issue 3. Really weird. Apparently 5 seasons.
That is 5 seasons.
So, this is
because it makes the little house. I have the collection, the anime collection one, and each of them is a little piece of the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is apparently this is like a pseudo season 6, even though season 6 actually is coming out soon.
Oh yeah, it's coming back to Nickelodeon. Mm-hmm. That fucking weird teen, whatever the fuck it's called. You know how, I don't know if you noticed, but there's now like Nick kids, like Nick Jr., regular Nick, Nick Teens, and Nick at Night.
Yeah.
And they're all different channels. You can't get all your programming in one channel no more. So it's one of them. It's like same thing with fucking Disney. There's like Disney XD, and then Disney Junior and all that. But I was like, oh man, I miss those days where they just
it was all
passed everything.
Yeah.
Sure, you had to wait, but fuck, now you have to pay for like 10 channels to watch one show. Yeah. And they're like, I don't want to bootleg it because you want to fucking show appreciation, so you want to pay for it, so they keep giving you more. Because that's what bootleg does. It doesn't show appreciation to the creators. Yeah. So they're like, oh, no one's watching, no one's fucking buying, so why wait more? Mm-hmm. So I always, for the stuff I really truly like, pay the extra $10, $15 a month, or like an extra $5 for a comic and shit like that to show them, I'm a fan of yours. Yeah. Please give us more.
Vote with your wallet, because if you don't, it's going to go away. Whatever it is.
Yeah, and then you start bitching. Oh, it was so good. Why did you stop? Well, motherfuckers, you decided to get it bootleg, or you decided to share a copy around. Yeah. The stuff you like, you have to buy. I hate to sound like that, but money speaks volumes, especially to creators and artists. You want your shit to continue, you gotta show them appreciation. Buy the fucking comic, buy a toy. I'm not saying you have to buy everything. Yeah. You have to buy the collection special shits.
Buy the things that you want.
Yeah, just to show the artist, hey man, you're doing a good job. Give us some more. Yeah. But that's coming off the fucking rails. That's a different story. What do you think of Invader Zim? I loved it, man. I love that it's continuing the series. I like that it's the same quirky fucking Zim, and I like that it gave you fucking Div and Gas, and of course they gave you fucking Gur. Gur is the best shit coming out. Gur and Piggy? Yeah. All fucking day.
That's the thing, is like, this was on when I was in high school. The thing is, I wasn't like
all the good looking girls like Invader Zim.
They did. If you loved goth girls like I did in high school.
Yeah, that was always like talking point, because I was always either in the shirts or a patch or a keychain. Always talking point. It's like, is that girl off your backpack? I was like, yes it is. You like Invader Zim? I like Invader Zim. Kind of deal.
Yeah. So I was not like the biggest fan of Zim, but I did like it. It was funny, and I watched it. But I wasn't like, I wasn't a super fan or anything. So when I read this, I was kind of like, what am I really getting into? Because
you're coming halfway.
Yeah, because I'm halfway. Like, I'm not a super fan, but I'm not like completely devoid of knowledge. But I was like, all right, let me just read it, open mind. And I actually did enjoy it. The first issue alone is just worth kind of the read.
Because that's Jonas Voskin's true writing.
It is.
And then the thing is, if you didn't watch the 5 seasons of anime, if you know, he wraps it up real quick. He gives you a couple paragraphs of
1 page.
Yeah, he's like, this shit happened. Welcome to the world of Zim.
Exactly.
So.
And the whole thing is like a little bit of spoilers because I do want to talk about the first issue. Dib, who's Zim's enemy and knows he's an alien.
Arch nemesis.
Exactly. The whole thing is that you can kind of pick this up like a couple of years from when it actually ended. All he's doing is he's spying on Zim. So all he's ever done is just sit in his chair and he just gets fat. He doesn't shower. He eats like shit.
I love that shit. I was like, he's gonna do something. I know it.
Exactly. And he's just looking at it. And then eventually Zim does do something. So he has to go out and do something.
A little squirm, a little fat squirm. It's so cute.
But he's just like a fat dude. He's literally just like a fat kid in a chair that can't move his legs because he's stuck to the chair. So all he's doing is just like waddling in a chair like down the thing.
That shit makes me laugh out, dude.
It was funny. It's funny as hell. And the whole thing is like Zim, of course, is like the most terrible fucking alien out of the.
That's one of the best things I love about Zim. Dim's like, come on, people, he's green. Fake eyes. You can tell they're fake eyes. He's like, he makes up some kind of sickness. I forgot what it is.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But he covers them. He's like, and fucking he told him that is very insensitive. He's going through something, and he's like, yeah, I'm going through some this fake crap.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this cartoon. I love this comic.
Yeah.
Just because that's what it is. You're having a bad day. Read this and it'll lighten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
It'll bring a smile to your face each time.
Yeah, and Dib's sister. I forget her name. Gaz. She's like a little gamer girl, and she just finds Dib disgusting because he's just.
And then she doesn't fucking hold back. She's like, "You're disgusting."
Yeah, she's disgusting. But the whole thing is like, by the end of this issue, he keeps working out because he knows that he has to stop Zim, and he like squeezes ass cheek so hard that the chair pops off, and he's super buff. So I was like, all right, that alone I'm just in because it's just silly. So I was like, fuck it, let's do it. And the rest of it kind of goes on, and it actually gets, I wouldn't say dark, but it does dive into...
I mean, Jonas Voskin's the cartoon was always that.
Yeah, exactly.
It was fun and lighthearted, but when it came down to it, he's like, what do you do? What do you do when you're having this impending doom or this invasion?
Yeah. Where
do you stand? The side of good, the side of bad, kind of deal. And it taps an emotion, and it gets really dark for a minute, but then you realize it's a kid's cartoon.
Yeah, it's just a kid's cartoon.
But it's really good.
But yeah.
He has a wonderful way of writing. Plus, the art style is just fucking cool.
The art style, it's very true to the actual TV series. They don't deviate too much.
Nope.
But yeah, it is a very cool art style, honestly. Just the way that Zim is, he kind of has like the pointed teeth, and I like when they always like make him like upset, and he doesn't really know like how to feel, so he kind of gets like a stupid face. He just
looks constipated.
Yeah, just like what's going on? It's always like one of my little favorite things. But
you know what I miss? The fucking little girl Doom song. Doom, 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 doom. But yeah, guys, lighthearted. You need a quick laugh, or you were a fan of the series. Continues right after.
Yeah, and even if you want like me,
you want to pick up Zim, you don't know nothing about it. It catches you up.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't know anything about Zim, or if you're like me and only knew a little bit, perfect still. And if you're a hardcore Zim, you're gonna pick it up anyway. So
true.
Everybody, just go ahead and pick it up.
Pick it up.
Pick it up.
Well, that's gonna be it for the Tradeback review. I hope you guys, do enjoy it. I hope you do pick it up. But right now, we're gonna get to that list that comes out tomorrow.
That's right.
Roll me right here and start just reading through the list.
Yeah, and this is the 5th week, and every time there's a 5th week in comics, it's always kind of a weird list. Some don't have a ton of comics, so you're gonna see right now. So starting off tomorrow with Marvel. America number 6, Black Panther number 17, Black Panther Crew number 6, Deadpool number 35, Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme number 11, Edge of Venomverse 2 and 3 are second prints, Generation Banner Hulk and Totally Awesome Hulk is also a second print. Generations Hawkeye and Hawkeye #1. They didn't even change it.
It's a girl Hawkeye though.
It's Kate and regular Hawkeye. I can't remember his first name. Anyways, Guardians.
I think it's Clinton.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Clint Barton. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. You're the Marvel guy. Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale Series #2, Infamous Iron Man #11, Jean Grey #6, Mighty Captain Marvel #8, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur #22, Secret Empire #10.
I think that's the last one.
Can there be redemption for Captain America as the Secret Empire starts to crumble? Seems like it could be going 12. I have no idea. Secret Empire is trash. Anyways, Spider-Gwen #23, Star Wars #50. I'm sorry, Star Wars 35. Damn dyslexia. Star Wars Jedi Republic Mace Windu #1. So that's a brand new one. Thanos #10. True Believers Kirby 100th. Ant-Man and Wasp #1. True Believers Kirby 100th. Iron Man #1. Uncanny Avengers #26 and X-Men Blue #10.
Damn. I didn't want to pick up any of that.
Yeah, I'm not...
Like, maybe just Generations?
Generations seems to be that.
Yeah.
Black Panther has Storm and T'Challa maybe getting back together, if you're interested in that.
But they didn't get it at the end of the month, so they're just giving you whatever's probably left over in the racks. Be like...
Yeah.
Just pick it up.
Maybe Infamous Iron Man? Is this a new one? Doom finally confronts his mother about the impossible truth of her resurrection, and the Maker unveils his plans to destroy Victor.
Oh, well, really off that one. I didn't even know they brought back his mom.
Well.
No, there you go.
Anyways, the only one that's really we're probably going to pick up from this is Generations.
Alright, just get on to the DC.
Let's get on to DC. It is a very short list. It is All-Star Batman #13. Black Racer and Shiloh Norman Special #1. So that's another of the New Gods things. Darkseid Special #1.
Yeah, that's the one I want.
Yeah. And then Justice League of America #13. Which is Crisis in the Microverse. Okay, that's another one. Red Hood and the Outlaws Annual #1.
That's another one I would pick up.
So, yeah.
Annuals are really good. They're just one-shots, but they're really good. Recap of everything.
Supergirl Annual #1. And then Wonder Woman #29.
Wow, that was almost no list.
Yeah, and Independence... To be honest with you, I brought it down to a very few comics. There's not a lot that are really good, and
again, out a week.
Yeah, and it's just a lot of like TV turned comics, and those really don't turn out great.
You just end up reading like garbage.
Yeah. So for Independence, we have Black Magic #7, BPRD Devil You Know #2. Deadly Class #30, Ghostbusters 101 #6, Rapture #4, Rebel These Free and Independent States #6, Saga #46, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Dimension X #5. And that's pretty much it.
That's gonna be your list tomorrow, guys.
Yep.
Go ahead and tell us in the comments, see what you pick up. You have a trade bag you want to kind of tell us to read, request that we fucking review, let us know.
Yep.
You can always, follow us on all social medias. We have Twitter, we have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have YouTube. It's all Grimmverse. You just search it out, you can see us. We're there. Just follow, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, put on the little bell and let us know that all the shows come out. And plus it shows YouTube that you care and you listen.
Yep.
If not, you could always write a goal school and write an email. Roman, what's that email?
The email is citypod88@gmail.com, and in the title just put comics.
Yep. And for all you gamers out there, we do have a sponsorship. It's for grips and cases for your controllers. All these games coming out. You're gonna need a little bit of extra because get all sweaty and shit. Hours and hours in play. It gets wear and tear. Go to spreezy.com/fake-grips. Tell them that Grimmworks sent you. Use code Grimmworks.
Yes.
Capital GRIMMWORKS. Ooh, I can spell.
Yeah, what you do is right before you add it into your cart, right below where you put your quantity, there's actually a little space where you can put in the...
it says, enter code there.
Yeah, you put our code, capital GRIMMWORKS.
And guess what? You get that 20% discount.
That's right, and that pretty much covers a little bit of taxes, a little bit of shipping, and, you know, it's just a really good deal, honestly. I got a little mystery pack that he sends out. It's 4 different grips, and honestly, I love them.
My controllers are them, guys. They're good. They're good. You're like, oh man, why don't I waste a couple of dollars on grips? They make a big difference, especially for shooters and shit. Yeah, you get in there. But plus it helps out the shows.
Yeah.
You want to keep Grimworks going? Hey, show us a little bit of love, just a little bit. But for now, thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.